Morning friends. It's day 20 of trying to cross Europe starting with just a penny. I'm just over halfway in my kayaking mission between Bratislava and Budapest. I'm down to my last £2.17 and all I've got is 2 tins of tuna and a little bit of bread. So tonight we're doing a survival challenge. I chose a great spot last night. Check it out. Toilet paper, Johnny wrapper. We know how to pick them. The sun's just come up and we've got about 60 kilometers to go, so let's get paddling. And there's loads of tiny fish in this stream, so if I drive them up this way, it's not much, but that could help us catch some bigger fish. Oh. Broken glass everywhere. But check this out, dead crayfish. That's a great sign. We're catching some crayfish tonight. Weird little place this. I'm glad to be getting out of this sketchy industrial town, to be honest. I've got 60 kilometers to this island. The river flow speed's about 5 kilometers an hour. And I reckon if I actually pull my finger out and do some paddling today, I can get that up to 10. I've already done about 10k in the last hour. So that's a total of 6 hours to the island. So we should be there by lunchtime. Not that I have any lunch. I'm gonna smash this last bit of tuna and bread now to give me some energy. And then the survival challenge commences. Oh shit, there's a canoeist. That might be John. I'm gonna hang back here and, I mean, it must be John. There's no other canoeists on the river. I'm gonna hang back and wait for John. No way, we found each other again. Johnny boy! Fancy bumping into you on this lovely river.
How the hell did you get ahead of me?
I don't know. I had a long day yesterday. I got up early and I've just been grafting. Where have you been?
By nightfall, I just called it quits, got myself some cigarettes.
I'm out of food, so I'm gonna do a survival challenge on an island about 50 kilometers upstream. Do you fancy joining?
Sounds like a slog, but let's get to it.
Love the enthusiasm. We're also down to our last 2 bottles of water, but I'm gonna need these bad boys for tomorrow. So we're gonna be boiling and filtering water on this island. I'm not filming much of my kayaking today because it must be boring for you guys to watch days and days of me just paddling. So the bulk of today's video will be the survival challenge on the island. I'm just kind of meditating with my eyes closed. 1, 2, 1. And you enter a bit of a trance with it. The kilometers clock down pretty quickly. I think we're halfway to that island now. Hello. Sorry, I don't speak Slovak or Hungarian. Speak English.
Where are you from?
England.
Where do you go?
I'm kayaking from Bratislava to Budapest.
Please, not center.
Okay.
Side.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Have a nice day. Police, police, police. I was not expecting to get pulled over by police on the river. They were just zooming up at me. I thought it was a speedboat. I tried getting out the way and they changed direction to keep coming at me. What the fuck? They asked me to pick a side, Slovakia or Hungary. I don't know whether that's a jurisdiction thing. You got to be on one side of the border because the border runs down the middle of the river, or whether it's a safety thing to avoid boats. Either way, they were pretty friendly. And I reckon we're not far off that island. Now let's get this survival challenge underway. And I can see it on the horizon. There she is. The survival challenge begin. That is where we do the survival challenge. I call it a survival challenge. It's actually a pretty real life survival situation. I've got no food. I've got barely any water left, which I need for tomorrow's monster paddle to Budapest. So I'm gonna have to source my food, source my water, build myself a shelter. I can't wait. So I've landed on this gorgeous sandy spit that was covered in plovers, seagulls, cormorants, all types of birds, which I think bodes well for the fish life in the area. And this island right here is going to be home for the next 24 hours. So without any further ado, let's paddle to the island. There's a little beach down the side there where hopefully I'll be able to land. We're on the island. Home sweet home. I wonder what awaits us in there. First things first, I'm just gonna see what this island has to offer. A lot of sludgy mud apparently. Deer hoof. These deer tracks come all the way up the beach. fishing lure. That could come in handy. A very old fire pit. This end of the island is a lot nicer. I might bring the kayak down here and base myself here. Let's swoosh the kayak down to a cooler part of the island. Now this is a lot better, isn't it? Literally just got here, put a jumper on because it's a little chilly, and a bird craps on me straight away. Cheers, bird. Thanks so much. I've chosen this spot in the island because I reckon that little cove there could be a great spot to catch a fish. There's also plenty of dead wood about to help me process water, and the water flow is quite slow here, meaning when I put my trap out with bait in it, the scent will linger a lot longer rather than getting dragged downstream. First things first, let's get the trap out so we can start passively catching fish. You know I like the lazy way of doing things. I've also just noticed this bad boy, minging, absolutely stinks. The fish will love that. He's going in the trap too. I'm crushing him up a little to get those juices flowing. Ooh la la. Get those bodily fluids out. Let's go fishing. Finding that dead fish was a big stroke of luck. Big old stanky rotten fish. That's a fish's wet dream. That's one trap. Now let's get the hooks to work. Suited up because they're out for a vengeance, and I've been building a spring trap. I went in the woods and found a nice supple green bit of wood with a bit of spring in it, which I've attached to a toggle, which I've carved a notch into there, and I've bashed this into the ground. This line, whoa, I just set it off. At least we know it works. Oh, fishies, 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 fishies. So we bring this down and hook it onto there, and at the very end of that line we have the hook that we found at the festival. Bait goes on here, this goes in the water, and when we eventually get a bite, it tugs on this, boom, setting off the trap, which in theory should set and hook the fish, and he's ours. So what are we using as bait? Well, the minnows we found earlier, and all that's left to do is cast it out, and now we just wait. So we've got a trap just in this still bit of water, which is hopefully working wonders for us. I'll check it about an hour after dark. We've got our spring trap here, which seems to be floating all over the place, but I'm just going to leave that. And we've got our kayak. So what's left to do? Well, we need fire, but I'm not going to light a fire yet. There's no point boiling the water, letting the fire go out, to then catch a fish and have to restoke it all. So boiling the water can wait until we catch a fish. 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 fish, 1 fire. But what I will do is start collecting dry firewood and probably build a shelter. Now, judging by the weather, it's cleared up a lot. I'm no longer expecting a storm tonight. Happy days. Kayak, sleeping bag, hammock on top as a mozzie net, because they're wreaking havoc on my ankles right now. And I don't fancy sleeping with a bunch of mozzies. There's a beaver there. Can you see it? Popper curva. Giving me a wide berth. Found a bunch of shellfish. Not exactly a hefty meal, but hey, it's a bite of protein. I'll chuck them on the coals of the fire when we start one. But for now, I'll leave them chilling in the water. I've just been prowling this beach and I found a vessel for us to boil water in later. Oh no guys, disaster. Absolute disaster. One of these massive ships has passed by, causing loads of waves, and the cockles that I left here, where are they? Where are they? They're gone. Ah, they're gone. That was the one bit of guaranteed food I had. Oh, I'm gonna wait for the waves to calm down and see if I can find them, but yeah, my bad. I shouldn't have kept them there. But while we're waiting for the waves to calm down, let's get camp set up. I'm such a muppet. I can't believe I lost the cockles. Like, classic me, classic Care Bear. But hey, do us a favour and subscribe. For every subscriber I gain this month, I'm donating 1 seed to help people who can't put food on the table grow their own veg and learn to become self-sustaining. Finally a stroke of luck. That makes up for the lost cockles, although we'll see when the waves die down. Awesome. There are loads of these empty shells. The beavers must love them. This little cove looks nice. If our trap doesn't do anything over there, I might move it down here. No. No, 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 no. No way. Oh. This is just one disaster after another. My trap's come off the... It must have been all those waves when that boat passed, because that knot's been sound every time I've used it. Oh, this is an absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare. What the hell? I've got to try get it at least. Oh. It's gone. It's bloody gone. Absolute shit show. Absolute shit show. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. Lost the cockles. I've lost my trap. I've still got the spring fish trap, but to be honest, I wasn't holding up much hope for that. The line isn't very deep. It's not a great contraption for a river with this much movement. I really thought the trap was going to catch something. I was really holding a lot of hope for that trap. The waves from that boat obviously ripped it off and dragged it downstream. Absolute nightmare. Everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong. And this isn't a simulated survival situation. This is real. This is real. And I needed some food to do the big slog tomorrow. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now what? I'm not going to catch any food. I've got that one big shellfish, mussel. You know what? I guess I'm fasting. It'll be good for me. So let's pick ourselves up. Let's get dressed again. Let's build a nice roaring fire and let's enjoy this evening we have in nature and our singular shellfish. But hey, at least we can boil some water as well. Goes to show a lot of what you see on YouTube are the survival challenges gone right. People going places that they know with a lot of preparation. I've rocked up here on a wing and a prayer and it's all gone terribly wrong. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. We shake it off. Life goes on. I'm gonna survive. I will survive. Oh. The universe tests you sometimes, eh? We must not dwell on it. Onwards we go. You know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I found a really nice sandy beach there, which I like a bit more than that one. And it had a fire pit in it, so I'm gonna move around there. Build a fire, enjoy some peaceful solitude in nature, enjoy my fast, well, apart from my singular shellfish. I'll boil up some water, and life goes on. Life is good. We're alive, we're free. We're just a little hungry, and that's okay. For a moment there, I thought I'd lost this too, but at least we've still got this bad boy. I will cherish you tonight. The worst part is I saw a load of fish jumping exactly in this area where the trap was, which means there were bigger fish hunting and a school of smaller fish. So I was sure the trap would have caught something, but now if it did, whatever it caught is destined to die in vain in that trap. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not how I wanted it to go at all. This nice sandy beach was just round the corner. Someone's obviously been here before and they've left a bit of firewood, so I'm going to take full advantage of that. It's also a bit more sheltered from the current here, so if I bring the spring trap here, it might stand more of a chance of not getting tangled up and caught in the currents. At least we can enjoy a nice sandy beach. We'll cook up the saviour of the night, we'll boil some water and we'll enjoy some solitude in nature. I'm just going to load everything into the kayak and I'll walk it round. It's actually way easier to just sit on it and my ghoulies stay a bit drier. This part of the beach is actually way more enjoyable. Nice and sandy, pre-made fire pit. Let's treat ourselves and hug ourselves as we fast and enjoy some solitude in nature. Just as I'm about to set the spring trap up again, guess what I spot? Another one of these bloody big ships, you bloody bastard. One day I will have my revenge. I put the kayak there to make the fire less visible from the mainland. I'm sure the police wouldn't give me any trouble, but you never know. And it's really handy someone's left this wood there because I don't have an axe and this multi-tool leaves a lot to be desired. So let's get a sketchbook from Prague, which is what I'm going to use to light this fire.
Once more into the fire.
We got fire, baby!
Once more into the burning flames.
Mesmerizing. While that's going, I'll cut the lid off this. Filled it with river water and this can start boiling. Fresh water coming right up. Where did I put our food? Our one shellfish. Come on. Found it. Guess what? I put it in the shore again to keep it nice and fresh, and another boat passed and the waves Luckily it didn't take it away, it just moved it a couple meters. You'd have thought I'd have learnt my lesson the first time and the second time, but no, it takes 3. I'm gonna wait for the fire to die down a little and I'll put it on the coals. But for now, I'm leaving it right here, so remind me if I forget where it is. We're getting quite the boil on up in there. Been boiling for a few minutes, so let's take it off and let it cool down. This is precarious, and judging by my track record today, I better be careful. What did I tell you? It's half full still at least. Let's scoop aside some of these embers. Lovely. This bad boy can go on. And let's stoke the fire up a little. Back into flames. You can see this guy starting to open up, which is a great sign. Means he was healthy and alive, so he'll be great eating. Whereas if it had stayed closed, it would have been dead for who knows how long, which puts us at much greater risk of getting sick. And as you know, when it comes to meat, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. It's opening up real nicely. Look inside that mouth, look at that juicy bit of meat. Marinating in all those juices. Hey, we might not have much food, but that's gonna be delicious. Look how nicely he's opened up. Give him a sec to cool down and then we feast. You know what? Everything might have gone terribly wrong today, but this is one of my favorite moments of the trip. Just me, a fire and the stars. Well, Mr. Mussel, your time has come. It wasn't much, but I do love mussels. Freshwater mussels. Hopefully there wasn't a sewage outlet just upstream. Not the best water I've ever tried, but tastes all right. We've got a big day ahead of us tomorrow. We've got about 60, maybe 70 kilometers to Budapest, back to civilization. I've got £2.17 to my name. We might be able to use our £2.17 to get a little snack along the way, but that's only if we stumble across a cafe right on the bank. It's not worth the energy it takes to pack down the kayak, drag it up to the town and then drag it back and blow it back up. So we'll see. Big day tomorrow, but finally we'll be back in civilization. I'll be able to sell the kayak and get some money, and I have a few other money making methods that will see us through the rest of Eastern Europe into Istanbul to donate as many seeds as possible to the orphanage and to other people struggling to put food on the table around the world, to help them grow their own food and become self-sustaining. So subscribe to make that happen. For every subscriber, 1 seed's donated. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this fire, the stars, the river, and being alone in nature. I'll see you guys tomorrow.